I'm Alejandro Cicero, and I'm going to be talking to you about the psychoanalysis of The Cat in the Hat, written by Dr. Seuss. So some more background information on Sigmund Freud before we get into The Cat in the Hat itself, and how he was considered the founding father and pioneer basically of psychoanalysis, and how this revolved around the unconscious motives and childhood conflicts that individuals would have, specifically dealing with trauma and unwanted thoughts. So now moving on to the psychoanalytic theory itself, in which it consists of three principles: the id, the ego, and the superego. And the id is the unconscious mind of an individual, basically. The ego is the conscious mind, and it's more in touch with reality more than any of the other ones. And the superego is kind of that middle ground, and it's the source of one's conscious, you can say. So then now moving on to the novel itself and kind of the plot and summary of this children's novel is where Sally and Sam, the two siblings, are home alone. Their mother is out of the house, and it's kind of a slow day for them. It's raining outside. They're not really doing anything. They're staring outside, just thinking what they can do, and they're trying to find activities to entertain themselves a little bit. And that's when the cat appears into the house, and just like madness starts just going on inside the house. Everything's going crazy. He brings these two friends of his, think one and think two, and the house is basically upside down. Everything's going off, and at the end he does clean up the mess he made, and he tries to teach them a lesson throughout that entire process when he is leaving. So now Carl Jung, a little bit about him is he's the founder and pioneer, you can say, of the collective unconscious, and he focuses more on archetypes such as great mother, wise father, trickster, and so on. And in comparing that to the Cat in the Hat, you can say, well, the great mother is the mother of Sally and Sam. The wise father, you can say it's the fish, the goldfish that they have, and the guidance he's trying to provide throughout this entire process. And the trickster is obviously the cat, and thing one and thing two, which he unleashes out of the box, and they just cause all types of madness inside the house. So comparing Freud and Jung, there's some similarities, and then there's some differences that a lot of psychologists have talked about in recent years, and even dating back. And how Jung, when talking about the unconscious, he describes it as a storage of repressed memories, which these repressed memories are basically dealing with stress or trauma that the individual might have gone through in a previous time. And Freud shifts that a little bit and talks about how the unconscious is more unacceptable repressed desires that the person might have. So the id in the Cat in the Hat, as I previously mentioned, cat itself, things one and two, it's just evident throughout the entire novel that these guys just came to just cause madness in the house. I mean, some of the quotes that the cat himself says, and you can just tell the way he's trying to get the kids on his side and get them to go with the games that he has presented. I know some good games we could play. I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Just basically telling them it's going to be fine. They can do it. The superego, or the wise father, as Jung would describe it as, is the fish. He's just trying to, hold his ground a little bit and tell the kids that it's probably not a good idea that you just let this stranger come into your house and he's telling you what to do and you're just going along with it. He's trying to steer them away from that. And the ego, which is, they're just like the middle ground right here, are the siblings. And you can see them throughout the novel. Just notice that they're struggling, balancing the demands from the id and the super ego. They're kind of caught in that middle ground. They don't know which way to go. And you can say the brother, Sam, is more of an ego figure in the sense that he takes more command and he kind of just lays down the rules right there at one point with kicking the cat out and just telling him that enough is enough. So these are my references for my presentation. Thank you very much.